All right, Shaumika, what's up? Um, Thank you so much for being able to come here and share your experiences. We're just going to go ahead and dive through some questions for you to be able to answer so that you may tell others what your journey has been like thus far. Um, yeah, just share your experiences. So let's dive in here if you're ready to go. So number one thing here is, what was your starting point? Why did you decide to reach out? And what goals did you set for yourself?
Okay, so I apologize if I start rambling, but my starting point was I was on I had been working on my mind and positive thinking, and for about 2 years, and getting rid of negative thoughts and all this stuff. But then I looked down at my body and I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't align with my mind. So now I need my body to align with these new beliefs that I've have for myself, right? So I was on Instagram and I was scrolling, and I seen you put a post up there that said, um, 5 ladies if you're interested in something. And I'm like, you know what? Let me put it out there, but hopefully she won't, ping me back. Because that means that I would really have to do something, right? And I'm pretty sure there's like so many people she would get to me. So I put it in there, and I'm like, okay. And then I think it was like a day later, you're like, hey, and I'm like, damn. I guess I'm gonna do this. I guess this is it. I guess this is it. And then also what really helped was that you said that you were a vegan coach, and I was really interested in that, and I had been doing vegetarian, still on the fence, and I'm like, I think this is it. I think this is it. So then you set up a meeting, and I was just like, okay, go ahead. It didn't matter what you said, the price was or whatever. I was ready. I was ready to do it. So that's how I started.
Shaumika, I think you're,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I think you're,
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Sorry, it kind of went out a little bit. But that was my starting point. Did you get out? Did you? Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
And what goal
Okay.
did you set for yourself?
The goal I set for myself was, I said I wanted to lose. I started to go with 20 pounds, and just to feel healthier and feel better about myself. So that was primarily my goal. Yeah.
Awesome, cool. Yeah, you mentioning all that, I was like, oh yeah, she did say all of this. Exactly how you felt, because I know what it's like. Whenever the brain doesn't match the body, like you want to make sure like your identity is connected.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I remember us chatting about that, and like I was like, dang, she's a smart lady.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, those are awesome. Let's see. So how long has it been that we've been working together? And in our time of working together, what is it that you have accomplished?
Well, we've been working together for around 10 weeks, so almost 2.5 weeks, 2.5 months, sorry. Um, I've accomplished quite a bit, and I'll just kind of go ahead and list those accomplishments because they're huge. They're really huge. So, um, first of all, I was a person who thought, I guess I was walking around here dehydrated most of my life, because I uh, had a mindset that I could only drink 4 glasses of water because I didn't want to be inconvenienced to going to the bathroom. And I sat there, and Jen gave me a goal of 12, and I thought, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do this. Um, and then I knocked it out that first day and haven't looked back, and I feel good being hydrated. It's a different feeling, but it was absolutely ridiculous that I thought I could only drink 4 glasses of water. So just that change was huge. The next change was the food. I had always thought that 1,200 calories was enough food, and that I couldn't go over 1,200 calories. And if I did, it was a complete like binge or, splurge on food. And then Jen gave me a goal of like 1850 when I thought, oh, I can't do this. There's no way. But then I worked through that. I think I complained maybe a couple times to her, but then after that, I kind of like worked through it and tried to figure out how to how to get up there. And it's easier than I thought. And then there's no guilt behind it because I started seeing weight loss, and I'm like, wait a minute, how does this work? I eat more and I lose weight. I didn't quite understand it, but it was working. So that I also had to shift my mindset to say, where did I get these ridiculous ideas from? It no longer matched what I thought because the scale was moving. So I no longer could have the excuse, well, if you eat more calories, you gain more weight. That wasn't true. So I had to change that. Also with the I came from doing 4 to 4, and then 4. I've been doing 4 ever since I started with her and pushing my body to different limits, and not worrying about, oh, well, you turn 40, you're gonna be where you're at, your metabolism's gonna slow down completely. There's no point in working out. I kind of had that in the back of my mind, which is also something that in these 2.5 months it's not real. So a lot of mind shift changes, a lot of physical changes as well. There's a couple of other things. She really made me feel uncomfortable about everything. I don't take pictures for no one. You understand? I do not. I am not comfortable with that. I have never, ever been. She tells me, oh, you're going to have to take pictures every week. And I'm like, what? Oh my God. So there were so many things that were outside of my comfort zone. Or tell somebody how much you weigh and then do your measurements. And then she can post it if she feels like it. I'm like, oh, hell. So I was pretty uncomfortable for the first week thinking of these things, but I had to sit up there and think to myself, do you want this? You're reaching out for help. You can't do it by yourself. Do you want this? And so after, the first week, and you really made me feel super, super comfortable that now it's nothing. After the first week, it was it was nothing, So, but that's the things I've learned thus far in 2.5 months, and I would say that's a lot. And losing weight. I'm losing weight too. That's like the extra benefit. Oh yeah, that.
Changing like your habits and changing your mind has allowed you to lose the weight, and that's like that's the
absolutely. Losing the weight almost becomes secondary almost. Yeah.
For sure. And in the past like 2.5 months, you've been able to lose 9 pounds.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's
yeah.
Let's see here. Lots of big changes. So with all of this that you've accomplished thus far, and by working in the program so far, what has been most valuable to you?
The educational calls and just the openness of you. I try to put myself in your shoes when you have a bunch of people every week seeing progress and may not see progress, and then you have this check-in form that could say some pretty bad things on there or say some pretty good things, because it's an emotional emotional roller coaster dealing with like weight loss and what you expect to see versus what you see and vice versa, so I think the biggest thing is how you respond to those things. You don't when we're freaking out you'd be like, okay, well, this is normal. You address those concerns where, the next week you go in, you feel better, and you're like, well, If it spikes up, it spikes up. She said that you know, it happens this way. So being educated and you talking us through, and your attitude towards, you know, clients that have issues on one week and not the other, I think is really valuable and helped me through this journey thus far. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very kind. And never, to be
Yeah.
honest, I've never had somebody point that out before as like,
Mhm.
as like a benefit or a value, but I really appreciate that because it's a different perspective. But yeah, it definitely is an emotional journey because we attach a lot of emotion to like our progress and whatnot. Yeah, and there's like being able to help you navigate through that is important, and to not be as emotional. I guess that's my role as a coach as well, is to not be as emotional as the client. I still want you to make progress,
Yeah.
but to be able to take a step back and just like look at it from more of an unbiased standpoint.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's really awesome. I'm glad you think so.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. Did you have any hesitations before you started? And by hesitations, I mean like financial investment, time investment, signing up with somebody you don't know, some crazy lazy lady looking for 5 new. Let's see, like, you know, any beliefs before that maybe you weren't going to be able to reach your goals that might have held you back? Like, do you have any hesitations?
Well, you know what? I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I knew when you contacted me and I had talked to you that I was like, okay, this is a good fit before you even said anything. So I was okay with that. When you did say the price, normally, Jen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Normally I'd have been like, let me think about it. Oh no, you know, but for some reason, when you told me that and you told me all the benefits that were going to come with that, and I also too believe this, you had said something to me about when we first started, like, well, do you need to talk to your husband? You were trying to get rid of those excuses because you're trying to figure out if people are ready. And at that particular moment in time, it was like, you either do this or you don't do this. And that's how I felt. Like, okay, you don't waste anybody's time and don't waste your time either. Seriously. So if you're willing to invest yourself, right, invest in yourself, then I think you're ready. But I think if you have to be in that mindset, or you're wasting everybody's time, yours, if financially, everything. So I didn't hesitate when I did it. When you told me the price, I'm like, I didn't even want to think. I was just like, go downstairs, get your credit card, because if you think, seriously, because if I thought about it, I would have came up with all these excuses when I'm the one who said I need help. So, but that investment has already paid off in like the first 2 weeks with all those mindset changes. So well worth it. But I hesitated through the process. I would talk trash, not to you, but when you would like change something, you'd be like, okay, you're going up to 1900. I'm like, damn it, Jen, I can't do this. So I would hesitate, like, for the first couple of hours, I'm like, I can't walk 10,000 steps. I just can't do it. But the hesitation is actually good. It was a little bit of a resistance, but why are you resisting being healthier, being better? But yeah, I definitely had hesitation, but not on the initial process of wanting to get into this, because I was ready. My mindset was ready, and I did what I needed to do to, start seeing results. So
Yeah, absolutely. So like the financial aspect would have usually been something you would have hesitated about, but at that point you're like, I just got to do it.
oh yeah, absolutely.
And I love that you said that you mentioned resistance. Something that I say a lot is that usually if we are resistant towards something, that means that we need to go to it because it's uncomfortable. And you've mentioned
Absolutely
a lot. And the only way you can get more comfortable with something is by exposing yourself to it. So I love that.
Yeah.
Like, your mindset is so good. Like I said, you're a smart lady.
Been working on it.
That's awesome. Okay, last question here is, if somebody is sitting on that fence, if they are hesitant, if they don't know, like, if they want to join or not, what would you tell them?
this is what I would say, because this is what I told myself. If you are serious, okay, if you are serious and you have the means, then you need to invest in yourself. You have to invest in yourself. That's what you need to do. If you're really serious about getting healthy, the financial obligation, or the, being tired, or the food, it's all worth it if you're serious. So if you're on the fence, you need to go, like you said earlier, Jen, you need to go towards your fear. You really do. You need, because there's nothing there's nothing to fear about it. The only thing that you can get out of it is good results. Really, let's just be honest here. Can you really get bad results from working out and eating and changing your mindset? You really can't. So what the hell are you fearful of? Like, yeah, you're going to be tired. Yeah, you're not going to feel like, exercising some days. Yeah, we get it. But in the end, what is your fear even valid? It's not. It's not valid. So I would say go ahead and go towards, like you said, go towards your fear and do it, because then you'll realize it really isn't a fear.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else that you would like to share with anybody who may be listening?
This is what I would like to share. I would say Jen is awesome. You really do get what you pay for. You really do get the one-on-one interaction, and you really do get there's a whole like sisterhood going on right here. I mean, I guess there's some brothers in there too, but there's a sisterhood going on. Everybody seems there for each other. And if you're looking for a good, positive group, then and you want results and you want to be pushed to get where you want to go, I would definitely join this group and join with Jen and Sydney.
Cool. Awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah. Definitely want to make this as inclusive as possible. And like some of the girls, like, even though we're vegan as coaches and there's a lot of vegans in the group, like there's also non-vegan. So like we try to keep it positive and
absolutely.
That's important. So
yep.
Glad that you appreciate that.
Yeah, great.
Awesome. Thank you, Shaumika. Thank you for sharing your story and letting others know about your experience.
You're welcome. Thank you.